Hi, Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own personal struggles, having borderline personality disorder, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety and panic attacks, depression. I talk about narcissism and my narcissistic mother. I talk about schizophrenia, and I wrote a book right here, Life with My Schizophrenic Father. And the link to that book, along with all my other books, is available in the description down below. I've written books about my psychologist that sexually abused me, and I've written books about them too, and the links are down in the description. And I talk about a plethora of other mental health related topics. But I only come on as a former patient of almost 20 years. I am not a licensed therapist. I do not hold a degree in psychology, so I cannot diagnose you. All I ask in turn of you is your kindness and respect in the comments. Please be kind to me, be kind to other people that comment. We don't need to agree on everything. Variety is the spice of life. But we do need to show each other respect and kindness always. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Stick around, take a chance. Hit that little box in the lower right-hand corner that says subscribe. That way you will be notified each and every time a new video of mine is out. And it's 100% free, so you have nothing to lose. Go ahead and share it. Share my videos with your friends, your family. Share it on your social media platforms. Let's spread this community. Let's build the love. I want to hear from you. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know your thoughts, your opinions, and I want to know your struggles and what you're dealing with in life. And I will always respond to everyone's comment. Now, today we're going to talk about, am I having a midlife crisis and how do I handle it? Now, typically a midlife crisis occurs in midlife between the ages of 40 and 60. That's not like a hard and fast rule. You can have a midlife crisis a little like a 38 in your late 30s. It doesn't have to be as soon as you hit 40, that's just a rough estimate. It's a transitional period in your life where you start to question everything and wondering, what the hell is this life all about? Where the hell do I fit in this life? What's the purpose of my life? Am I really, worth anything here? Worth my salt on the earth? What am I doing with my life? What have I done with my life? Past mistakes. So you start to question everything around this period, and you find yourself very unhappy. Now, of course, I've had a midlife crisis, all right? My midlife crisis probably happened, to be honest, in my 30s, my mid-30s, and it lasted until, Jesus, my mid-50s. Honestly, it lasted a very long time for me. Now, I'm different from other people, all right? There's no time frame how long a midlife crisis can happen, if you even have one. Might happen a year, might happen 5. I don't know. Everyone is different. So I'm only going to talk about my experience having a midlife crisis and how I handled it. Now, let me give you some of the signs in case you're not sure if you are having a midlife crisis. The number one feeling that I felt, and a lot of people feel, because I had known other people who had midlife crisis. I had an affair with a person I had an affair with several people who had midlife crisis. They feel trapped. This is the first thing to know. Do you feel trapped? Do you feel trapped in your life? Maybe, you went down this road. Like for me, I became a stay-at-home mother and had 2 children, and then I felt trapped in this role. And I mentioned this in other videos, as a homemaker. And, I felt that's the only way I could identify myself, as a homemaker, like a housewife, a stay-at-home mom. And I didn't like, that at all. I felt trapped. I felt trapped with that label. I felt trapped in that identity. And you might feel trapped in your identity, like whatever you've done for a career, like maybe you've been a secretary for like 20 years and like worked for men in higher positions, and you might feel, what am I doing? Every day bringing his coffee, typing his papers, taking shorthand, listening to his speeches, writing down memos. And you just might feel like, there's got to be more to life than this, whatever it is. You might be trapped like I was, a stay at home mother, changing shitty diapers, 2 kids in diapers all day, not having any life outside of that, feeling like you're nothing more than a housewife. Whatever it is, you feel trapped. The second thing is you don't know what the fuck you want. All right. You feel trapped in whatever position you are in life, like I did, but I didn't know what the fuck I wanted out of life. Okay. So I'm more than somebody's wife. I'm more than somebody's mother. I'm more than some homemaker, housewife. But so what do I do? What do I want? How do I want to change? It's all about change. Midlife is about, re-examining what you've done and making new changes, And I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't want to stay married anymore. I started dating men off of the internet. A lot of people have affairs during midlife crisis. A lot of people will say, especially about men, oh, he's just dating that younger woman because he's having a midlife crisis. That's just his midlife crisis. People start to change their appearance. I started to change my appearance. You might go from having long hair to cutting it, to going bald or cutting it in a pixie. You might go from being fat and frumpy. A lot of men do that, to going to the gym and buffing out, working out. When you see changes, not just in your body, all right, you might dye your hair pink or blue, or in my case, orange, or whatever. You start making radical changes in your appearance, in what you do. I started, cheating on my husband and meeting men that I met on the internet, my social media. I started meeting people, men, and having affairs. I started changing my appearance. So all these little things, but you're not quite sure what you want to do with it. I didn't feel like I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom anymore, but I didn't want to stay in my marriage either. And I didn't really want to play the dating game. I didn't want that either. So I felt trapped between one extreme, to the married, stay-at-home housewife, to the dating woman, dating all these men. I didn't like that idea either. So I felt trapped between two extremes. Life doesn't seem to make any sense anymore. Everything you thought you knew, with people too, you find out you didn't know anything. This happens. Like, I thought I knew what it would be like to, have children and stay at home, or I thought I knew what it would be like to have a traveling career where I travel abroad and I'm always, going from one country to another country. Or I thought I knew, you fill in the blank, what it would be like to live like this. But now I'm feeling like, I'm not happy in this situation. The things that you liked, you no longer feel joy in. And this was very true of me. I thought I would love staying home, love nurturing my children, cooking, being that dutiful wife, cooking the meals, baking, um, cleaning the home, taking the kids to the park every day. And, I found joy in the beginning, um, doing all that. But then it became it became tedious. I wanted something more for myself, like writing my books, my poetry, and my memoirs. I've written many memoirs, at least 5 memoirs. um, that was something that, I could identify, just but not but only through myself, not through someone else's, like being someone else's wife, being someone else's best gal pal, being someone else's mother. See, my writing was only my thing. It was only me, my thing. I didn't have to have anyone else. So I didn't even know that I could write. I didn't even know I wanted to write. I didn't even write until my late 40s, at least. Yeah, like 14 years ago, maybe my mid 40s. My mid 40s. Yeah, I didn't start writing till like 2010, 2011, like that. And then I didn't publish my first book, Poems from Within. That wasn't published until it was 2014. That's 10 years ago, and that was my late 40s. My first published book was in 2014. So 10 years ago, I was 49. So also, you're depressed, you have mood swings. You can 1 minute be all right, the next minute, you're miserable. 1 minute you're excited about doing something, the next minute, you know, you can be depressed. You can have having sleep problems is another thing. You're either sleeping too much or you're sleeping too little, or you it takes you hours and hours to fall asleep, or you fall asleep really fast and then get up and you're up for hours, or you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. All these things. You question everything. You question your past decisions. You question your future, what's going to happen in your future. You're always questioning everything. And the biggest thing for me, I don't know if you other people who are older feel that. You feel like you're running out of time. Like the hourglass, all right? The sands in the hourglass. Wasn't that a soap opera? What soap opera was it? Anyone see that soap opera, The Days of Our Lives, I think it was? Like sands in the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Well, you feel like this big sand glass, right? Someone is tipped it over and the sand is coming out faster and faster. And it's like when the sand empties out, that's it. You're going to die. And what have you done? Your time is running out. You're not going to live forever, right? And even if you do live into a very ripe old age, what capacity are you going to be in? A lot of people live till old age, but how well do they live? You know what I mean? A lot of them are in nursing homes, in bed all day, or sitting in a chair. My mother-in-law was like that. She was in a nursing home the better half of, you know, let's see, in her late 80s, 90s, she was in a nursing home. What kind of life is that? Maybe she lived to 92, but how well was her life? Sitting in a chair all day. She couldn't do anything. So, see, you want to make sure that you're fit and well and to do things, right? Not so you're not going to be that way forever. You're going to age. You're not going to be able to do what you could do when you were younger. So this is why I'm saying time is running out in midlife. It's either, shit or get off the pot. All right? Either you got to if you're going to do something, if you really want something like changing careers, that's going to take time, right? But whatever you want, you got to do it now, because you're not going to be young forever. All right? You're going to be old or you're going to die. My parents both died in their early 70s, and they weren't well for years before that. I'm going to be 60. So I don't have much. If I'm going to live to the age my parents did, I'm not going to have much time left. So I better start doing what I want to do right now, because the time is running out. And that's what I feel. So, all right, how do you handle it if you decided from all those examples I've given you of what a midlife crisis looks like? What are you going to do about it? Well, what I started doing is I started taking stock of what I enjoyed in my life. I started looking at other people who had or were doing what I wanted to do. I went to Emily Dickinson's home in Amherst, Massachusetts. Her house is a museum now, the house she used to live in. And I visited her house, and it talked all about her life, her poetry. And I said, I really want to write. I discovered that I tried to start writing poems, and I discovered that writing was a passion of mine. And I discovered this very late in life. I discovered this in my mid 40s, and I didn't write my first book, and it was self published till my late 40s. Never written anything, I never taken writing or journalism, nothing. Didn't even know I liked writing until my late 40s. Um, the YouTube channel I have now, I didn't start doing that till 5 years ago, right? 5 years ago, in my mid-50s. I didn't know that I loved um, being in front of the camera. Some people say I'm natural in front of the camera. Well, I love, love, love putting forward a video. Um, whether it was karaoke singing or whether it is mental health, talking about these important topics that should be addressed. I love doing it. So I decided to, quit my conventional job and start doing what I want to do. And other women have done this too. There's another woman, a YouTuber, Wendy Marie, WendyMarie, Wendy Marie. She's another middle-aged woman. She's 55 years old. She's quitting her job as an accountant that she's done over 20 years. And she's moved to Florida from, I think she lived in Michigan. And, she's doing more traveling. She went to Europe for a month. And she's just going to do new things. She's going to take up watercolor painting. Why I mention her is because she's going through this midlife crisis too. Now, she never did a video on midlife crisis, but I can see from watching her videos, because I subscribe to her channel, that, she's making radical changes in her life because she wants to get out and start doing things that she really enjoys doing, that she never gave thought of or had time to do when she was working full time. If you're working full time, you have very little time for extra things. Like, you think I could write all these books if I worked full time? I couldn't write all these books if I worked part time, because not only working, right? You have your household to take care of, you have your laundry, you have things outside. I have a home, I have a yard to do that takes hours and hours of raking leaves. I have, I have a house to take care of. So if I worked a full-time job, plus I have my handicapped son I see all weekend, there'd be no time to do the things that I wanted to do for myself. So a lot of people, she's retiring early. So this is a time of radical change. This is a time to make changes in midlife. This is a time to reevaluate yourself and decide what makes you happy. And if you're not sure about that, you can look at other people. What people inspire you? What people do you see and say to yourself, gee, I wish I could do what that person's doing. Gee, I wish I had what that person has. Look at that. That's how you'll know, right? You ever get a little jealous of someone? Instead of being jealous of someone, what I do when I get jealous of someone is I say, what does that person have that I want? And then I try to emulate that person so that I can have what that person has. Instead of being jealous of them, I work toward the goal that, what do they have that you want to have? Are they doing a lot of traveling? Then, maybe that's what you want to do. So it's just, the midlife crisis can be an opportunity. All right. Don't think of it as a crisis. Think of it as midlife opportunity, an opportunity to rediscover yourself, an opportunity, to go after the things that you always wanted to do, that you said, oh, there's no time to do them, an opportunity to change, and an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for personal growth. So think of it as a midlife opportunity instead of a crisis. A crisis sounds like, something is really wrong, something is really bad. But it's just an opportunity to reevaluate and make those changes before it's too late. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till you lose your health. Don't wait till, you're too old to be able to do the things, or that you die and never get a chance to do the things. So decide, what do you see out there that really gets your interest, What do you see, in someone else that you go, gee, I wish I was like them. Then go and do it. Who says you can't write a book? Look, I've written 3 dozen books. I self-published. I wasn't going to let publishers put me down because they turned me down. I'm going to do it on my own. I do YouTube videos. Why not? I love doing them. And maybe a lot of people, I don't have a lot of subscribers. Okay. I have a very, very low number of subscribers. That woman, Wendy Marie, that I told you about, she has 12,000 subscribers. I've seen people with 16,000, 20,000, 130,000, 300 and something thousand. And they're ordinary people. And I look up to them and I say, gee, if they can do that well on this platform, so can I, and I give it my all. I say, if they can get there, why can't I? Why can't I do it? And I am doing it. I'm doing it every single day. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm writing. I'm an author. I'm a published author. I'm doing my YouTube videos. I don't have some conventional 9-to-5 job. My children are grown. Okay. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm not a housewife anymore. So you can make those changes too. And take a chance, like I say, take a chance. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going through a midlife crisis, or what are you doing to change your life and this one beautiful life that you have. What are you doing to make a difference? What are you doing that, inspires you, that makes you excited to get out of bed? When I get out of bed, I'm excited because I'm going to do my video. So that's what really inspires me, being able to come on and help other people and talk about things that are very difficult. I come on and I'm very open, very transparent, and I share my life with other people through my videos and through my books. I share it. And maybe it will make a difference, even if it only makes a difference to one person. At least I made a difference, and you can too. So let me know your thoughts. Please comment. Please tell me about what you're going through, and let's continue to talk. I want to hear from you. I want to have this ongoing dialogue with you, and I hope that you comment. All right, till next time, take care.